Greetings and welcome to our recent podcast about nascent solar cells. A new class of photovoltaic technology called next-generation solar cells has the potential to completely alter how we produce energy. They are more effective than conventional silicon-based solar panels because they employ a new method to transform sunlight into power. Knowing what next-generation solar cells are and why they are crucial is the first step toward comprehending them. Next-generation solar cells are different from conventional ones in that they use organic materials like polymers or carbon nanotubes that can be produced on flexible substrates like paper or plastic sheets rather than semiconductors like silicon. You'll save money on installation expenses because of the new materials' easier production processes, which produce less waste than outdated ones. Perovskite solar cells. The mineral Perovskite was discovered in 1839. It has a repeating pattern and a crystal structure, so the components are stacked in layers. Perovskites are utilized in solar cells due to their low cost and ease of production, as well as the fact that they are very effective at converting light into power. In fact, it has been demonstrated that Perovskite solar cells are up to 20% more efficient than silicon-based technology, and they are also less expensive. Scientists are thrilled about their potential because, if we can bring them to scale while keeping prices low, they may offer a reliable alternative energy source in the future. Tandem solar cells. A tandem solar cell is a device that turns sunlight into energy by using two or more layers of photovoltaic material. Tandem solar cells can be developed to be more effective at converting light into energy and are able to absorb more light than standard solar cells. Tandem cells, which are extremely effective at converting sunlight into energy, may usher in a time of solar fuels, a development that would enable humans to use sunshine directly as fuel for things like cars and other vehicles. The impact on climate change. Solar power is a hurdle since it is a relatively new technology, and we don't have a lot of information regarding its long-term effects on the environment. There are some worries that harmful compounds may be present in solar cells, but these may be allayed by utilizing safer materials in production and recycling used panels once they've served their purpose. By offering an alternative to coal or natural gas facilities that create electricity by burning fossil fuels, and hence emitting greenhouse gases, next-generation solar cells may also help lessen our reliance on fossil fuels. This would be especially helpful if coupled with energy storage devices, such as batteries, to enable the storage of extra energy generated during the day that would otherwise be used at night. Manufacturing expenditures. Next-generation solar cell production is currently expensive, but there are huge potential long-term cost savings. By 2030, it is anticipated that solar energy costs will have decreased by more than 50%. There are several more advantages to adopting renewable energy as we transition to this source of power, including the following. By lowering pollution and carbon emissions from fossil fuels like coal and oil, you'll be doing your part to slow down climate change and benefit the environment. Instead of buying from giant companies that might not have your best interests in mind, you'll be supporting small businesses in your community. You could even get compensated someday for installing those panels. Will solar PV solar reach fuel extent as a usage? According to the general perception of the public, fuel means sustainable and accessible power that is used much more widely. Solar energy is not in that state yet, and neither it is in a primitive state. The power generation from solar PV increased by a record 179 TWh in 2021, marking 22% growth in 2020. And solar energy accounted for 3.6% of global energy generation. Regarding this increase, scientists are considering that the solar system probably will reach to fuel level in the very next decades since those solar panels will be merged with electrical vehicles. All things considered, next-generation solar cells, such as Perovskite and tandem solar cells, have the potential to greatly increase efficiency and decrease prices, making solar energy a more competitive alternative to conventional energy sources. These innovative products might change the energy sector and contribute to a decrease in greenhouse gas emissions, which is essential for solving the global warming catastrophe. We must be aware of any potential environmental effects as we create next-generation solar cells and take precautions to guarantee that they are produced and disposed of ethically. We can harness the power of the sun to build a more sustainable future for ourselves and future generations with careful planning and investment. We appreciate you tuning in to our podcast. Keep checking back for more fascinating science-related subjects.